Hey, this is Alex. Quick sidebar. If you're looking for more ways to fill your well, sign up for the EdYouWell newsletter. Once a month, you'll get one Be Well drop, one Do Well drop, and a book recommendation from us. Just go to the EdYouWell website and sign up today. Welcome back to the EdYouWell Podcast, and welcome to Season 4. I don't know about you, but I've always loved a fresh start. There's something about August that feels full of possibility. Summer isn't quite over, but the new school year is just around the corner. It's a season where many of us naturally start thinking ahead. But here's the thing. We do not want to rush August. We want to enjoy it. So today, we're talking about August anchors. These are 5 simple anchors that can help you set up for a great school year while also making sure you soak up the well-deserved time before September arrives. Let's dive into the well. Welcome to the EdYouWell Podcast, a show created for, by, and with teachers. I'm Alex.
And I'm Chelsea. Our goal is to share insights and connect with fellow teachers on how to thrive both personally and professionally.
Join us as we dive deep into the well of information filled with relatable tips, practical discussions, and ideas that go way beyond the classroom walls. Let's be well
and do well together.
Chelsea, I am sitting here and I am in awe. We are starting our season 4. And of course, every season that we start, the first episode of every new season is an August episode. And this is our 4th August episode. So welcome to new listeners and welcome back to our regular listeners.
Yeah, this is really exciting, just like a new school year. But we're not thinking about that yet, right? Let's think about August because it's not September yet. So let's talk about our first anchor that's really going to anchor us into this month. And that is to enjoy your time. We've said it before. This one comes first for a reason. Don't spend all of August preparing for September. Enjoy August for August.
Exactly. I mean, we've said the line that August is the Sunday of summer. And I, over the years, have let August become an experience whereby there's this little voice that's popping up like, oh, you have to do this. You should be doing that. And we've talked about the fact that we have a whole month off here, and it's time that we dig into that and enjoy the month. So during this time of year, I know that I make the extra effort, considering I have extra time, to have a coffee with a friend who I haven't seen all year and been able to put time into. I make sure to visit family, extended family. I go for those extra long walks, and I go for more than one. And I might go and hang out on a patio. I'm reading books and I'm not stopping once, the half an hour is up. I have the ability to go on a day trip and then if I want to, spend the night because I don't have to be somewhere the next day. And it's just this overarching experience of being able to slow down and to be in the experience a lot more.
Yeah, living in the present. That's a good thing to practice in August, actually, because it's kind of hard to do that once you start up the school year. And to see all of the people that you don't usually see during a school year. Because one thing I notice is that it's so easy to lose touch with people when you're wrapped up in work and everything else that's going on during your year. So everyone gets busy, schedules are filling up, and then the weeks turn into months. And August gives us a chance to reconnect with people who we haven't seen in a while. Actually, the whole summer does that, right? So reach out if you can, send the text, make those plans, because those relationships really do fill our wells. But we also need our own downtime too. And this is, again, a good time to do that all in August. Something that reassures me is that I know I'm going to get it done when the school year comes. And I know that my motivation will be there. I take a few steps and then I get motivated towards the beginning of the year. So right now in August, I'm just going to take every day as it comes and relax.
I love that. And of all of those things that we just listed, spending time with the people that you care about is number one. And because it refills the well, something that just nurtures your soul and it reminds you of the bigger picture of what life is really all about. And that is my favorite part of summer is instead of a hangout being something that has to come to an end because I have to make sure that I'm rested for the next day, it becomes something that can be extended and it's a much richer experience for me in the summer, a gift of being a teacher.
Yeah, it's so nice to have the time to do that.
So the second topic is to set a personal goal. August is a great time to ask yourself, what do I want for me this year? Not your classroom, not your students, but you specifically. Do you want to move your body more? Do you want to read more books, get more sleep, get outside? Start that meal prepping that Chelsea loves so much. Be more consistent with the habit, or to stop doing something that isn't working out so well for you. So for me, I know the important part isn't having a perfect goal. It's really looking at my life and looking for something that works for me and taking those small actions. And we've talked about how those small actions build momentum and they create big changes over time. And I mean, I think goals are very personal to you, but the way that I see this right now is that you have this extended chunk of time to get the momentum going, to get the ball rolling, to focus in on something that is about you. And, the benefit is hopefully moving forward throughout the school year, it's something that is going to help you out at work and at home.
Exactly. Maybe you want to start something now. This is a good time for trial and error. This is a good time to put those actions into place, put them in your calendar. We always talk about showing up for people. Well, we need to show up for ourselves before we can even do that. So what are you doing for yourself this year that you're going to carry forward? And Alex, you said maybe you want to move your body more. Well, let me tell you, I started a boot camp last August. And going into my school year, I said, you know what? I'm going to keep this going because I saw results in my mood, in my body and everything. So I said, I'm keeping this going. And guess what? I did it. I kept it going all year. And now I'm back at the boot camp and it's way easier for me. So that's one example of setting a personal goal and keeping that momentum going.
I mean, I love that for you. I love that. That's great. I mean, my goals are, they're a little bit more flitty, and that doesn't mean I don't stick to them, but they're really random. Like sometimes I'll realize that I'm saying a lot of negative contractions and I'll work on a day where I don't say any negative contractions. Sometimes I realize that the way that I'm speaking to myself in my own mind is incredibly not encouraging, and I'll really work hard on doing that. And I find in the summer, because we have the time and space, you can really drill down in a different way. And so, yeah, goal setting is fantastic. I am so glad that you have stuck to the exercise. I think that's absolutely wonderful for you. That's great. That's great.
Thank you for the encouragement. That's so kind of you. Now, speaking of goal setting, let's get into our next anchor, and that is get something organized. There's something calming about walking into a new school year or even just your home feeling organized. That doesn't mean color coding every drawer or every system you have, but it could be cleaning out that closet you've wanted to clean out for a long time, organizing your desk, clearing your kitchen counters, that one I love, deleting old files. Right now, my phone is an actual mess. So that's something that I need to work on. In fact, I just unsubscribed from several emails today, and that felt really good. Cleaning up those photos, I'm really delaying that one. When we clear that physical or even digital clutter, our minds feel much clearer too. It gives you the feeling of, okay, I've got this part under control.
I think of summer as this great reset where all those mind mosquitoes that are buzzing around in my head throughout the year, like every time I open a certain closet or a certain drawer, or I see something that I know isn't functioning smoothly in my home, I kind of put it off to the side. And this year especially, I'm going after those areas and I'm working on them, because when you streamline, the school year is much better. The daily life is much better. And so I have to say this, Chelsea, and this cannot be edited out. Like, this has to remain in. So when people that I care about deeply listen to this podcast, who might be related to me, when they listen to this, I get feedback, and they always come and they joke and they'll say, what do you mean by this? Like, you said this, and they'll call me out on things that I'm not following. Like, I'm just picturing people in my life, like opening up a closet and saying, yeah, this doesn't look organized. Really. So, but to me, it is organized. I want to be clear that I am maybe sub what other people in my life are capable of when it comes to organization.
Yeah, well, it's about how you feel and how you like your spaces. So let's go with that. Actually, I like to call these little organizational tasks the falling apron because in my house, I have this closet where I keep cleaning supplies. And every time I opened it to grab a sponge or a cloth, the same thing would happen. There's an apron inside of the closet and it would fall to the floor. I would pick it up and put it back, and I would pick it up and put it back. And I would just think, okay, I will organize this later. I'll get to it later. Then I just close the door and move on. Eventually, I did organize this closet, and now every time I open that door, the apron stays exactly where it belongs. And I kind of think to myself, why didn't I do this before? This is such a small thing, but it reminds me how we live with these tiny frustrations and we just keep putting them off. So, summer can be a great time to tackle these little problems because these small improvements really add up. And I'll tell you, when I solved that problem, life got a little bit better.
Well, that's kind of a good problem to have, the falling apron. I'm going to bring that up again. And as we're discussing, I'm thinking back to years where summer was filled with keeping my family entertained and being on a lot more than maybe I am now. So again, this is about getting organized within the life that you're in. And so if that ends up being 5 to 10 minutes of, a very small space, then that's what you do. If that involves getting everybody else in your household helping to feel like part of a team, then that's what works for you. I mean, this has evolved and shifted organically with my life. And so we're saying this from the season of life that we're in right now. And I just feel the need to acknowledge that other seasons, I didn't have the same level of focus on this.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on where you are, but we also know that organization saves us time. So if you can organize one thing, go for it. Let's move on to anchor number 4, reset your mindset. We have talked about the power of mindset before, and August is a great time to think about how you want to show up this year. Not so much all of the work that has to get done, not so much what you want to accomplish, but more like who do you want to be? So we've talked about sort of living by one word. Actually, we have a teacher in our school who does a one-word project with kids, like one word that you kind of want to live by this year. And it's really, really great. So it could be something like calm, curious, patient, creative, joyful, open-minded, present. The list goes on and on. But one word can become that anchor. How convenient for this episode. So when the year gets busy, you just come back to this word and you ask yourself, how would a curious teacher respond here? Or what would an open-minded person do in this situation? What would a resourceful person do in this situation? And then from there, you can take actions to sort of live by that word.
I love that. And I've said to you, and I've said on the podcast, summer is when I become who I really am. And it's because the distractions of the job, and, people hold jobs and that's fine. They have time to think and reflect, but you are so thinking, and there's so much going on in a day. When you get home, a lot of the time, you don't want to do or think about anything at all. You want complete silence, or at least I do. Summer opens it up and it makes this type of way of being and thinking accessible to me. And so when I put the time and effort into thinking of, let's say, a single word that I want to focus on, I get to then practice living that, right? And it's almost like making that into a habit, thinking in that way, asking those types of questions, which, by the way, I absolutely love. And I'm going to use, Chelsea, that idea of saying, what would a joyful teacher do here? If you start practicing that in your regular life, then it becomes transferable into your work life. So absolutely love that one.
Yeah, it's like a little compass when things get hectic or when you need to redirect.
Okay, well, let's get away from compasses and move on to our last anchor, number 5, which is, what do you need to do? So this one looks different for every single person. For some teachers, doing a little bit of prep now actually helps them to relax later. That's how I used to be, and now I'm different. In the past, organizing, having some things printed off in advance, sketching out my first few weeks, even sometimes I would do it at the end of the year, that really worked for me in the past. For other people, and for more of what I am now, the healthiest thing that I can do is to stay completely disconnected until that first day back or first few days back. Neither is right, neither is wrong, but know yourself. And if I can just reflect on that, it's because I'm digging in on the idea of enjoying my full vacation. We've talked about enjoying the entire weekend and not letting Sunday have those thoughts creep in. I think that if you want it, it's something that you can 100% actualize and enjoy the entire vacation, because this is a time where the great reset happens, and I want to enjoy every single minute of it so that I can work on all these 5 things.
Yeah. I mean, you know how precious time is. So you're really using it for what you need in the summer, right? I'm still in the stages where I do need to prepare a little bit before. That doesn't necessarily mean that I actually go into work physically, but I do some things on the computer to help me get ahead of the game. And that's just because of the stage I'm at in my life and because my home life is really busy. Both work.
So about that, sometimes it's just about going into those little motions, like going into the email after being away for a really long time, opening up a curriculum document and reviewing what's coming up. Like those minor just dipping your toe moments, but I will hold off for a very long time at this point because I need every minute of this vacation.
So it just comes down to asking ourselves, what will help me enjoy the rest of my August? It's very personal, and it doesn't have to be about choosing between summer and school. It can be both, of course, but the big picture is that we want to enjoy this season, reconnect with the people we love, spend time becoming the person we want to be this year, even though you might already be that person. And remember that the little things that you're doing now often become those anchors that you return to when life gets busy. And we know that life gets busy.
Well, on that note, I think that it's time that we take a nice, long, enjoyable, mindful August walk out to the well, and maybe we talk about the takeaways along the way. So 1, make time for people who fill your well. August is a great chance to reconnect before life gets busy again.
2, choose one goal that is just for you. Small, consistent actions build that momentum.
3, create a little more space, whether it's in your home, your computer, or your mind. A little organization can go a long way.
4, pick one word to guide your year. Let it anchor how you show up when things get busy.
And 5, do what helps you enjoy August, whether that's front-loading a little or staying completely unplugged. Trust what works for you. Thanks for listening to the EdYouWell Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend, subscribe, and leave a positive review. It helps others to find us.
Follow us on Instagram and Pinterest to help spread the word. Until next time, be well
and do well.